CAC registration portal has changed. It's no longer news that the Corporate Affairs Commission have upgraded the CAC registration portal. What is, however, news is the several interesting changes that I have seen and studied about this portal since they made it public. So, if you're a business owner or a CAC agent, either accredited or not accredited, or you are interested in making money from the CAC platform, I advise that you sit down and watch every bit of this video because I have some 9 hot CAC updates that will be of interest to you in the new upgraded portal. Meanwhile, if you want to be in my CAC Masterclass where I train and mentor people to make money from CAC, then you can chat me using the chat line in the video description. Please, it's not free, so if you're interested, you can chat me up. Now let's get over to my 9 CAC updates that I have researched, found out and seen while doing registrations and fixing problems since CAC launched the new registration portal. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, which is how to log in into your portal. Now before now, all you need is your login details. Either you're using your username, your phone number or your email address, and then your password, and then you have access into the portal. But now if you want to log in, CAC will always send you a 2-factor authenticator code into your email address before you can log in. And the problem with this code is that it takes only 60 seconds. I would have expected that they should make it at least a bit longer, but that's how it works. So if you log in into that portal 10 times in a day, that means you have to request for that code for the whole 10 times every time you log in into the portal. Number 2, when you log in into your old portal, if you have been using the old registration portal, you will notice that sometimes you abandon registrations that you don't want to continue with, and then you start a new one. Before now, for every job that you do on your portal, it's going to be in the non-submitted section. You cannot delete it. So if you have 15, most times the 15 will remain there, and it can really clog and make the portal to be very untidy. But now CAC has given you an option to be able to delete every unregistered registration that you're doing. So for example, if you're trying to submit a business name and then you abandon it, you can always delete it, unlike before when you cannot do so. Okay, so the third thing I want to talk about is the process of doing your name availability search and then reservation. Before now, you need to manually find out if the name that you want to use is available for you. And anytime you do that in the whole system, they will display all the registered names or all the similar names that are close to the one you want to register. If they find none, then they will give you the allowance to use that name. And if they find any, they'll tell you that you cannot use that name. But they have removed the manual search completely. The problem now is that I will not really dwell much on this because as at the time of doing this recording, that availability search process is still very messed up. They have not gotten it right at all. As a matter of fact, if you did a complete registration right now, if you go back to do a search for that name, CAC is going to tell you that that name is available. Another thing I discovered at a point was that I was trying to register a name. So I did my availability search, which the AI automatically helped me try to check if it was going to be available. And I did not include anything like a bank in the business name. And they told me that there's a bank there, I cannot use it. I changed it again, I cancelled that update, and then I did it exactly again, not changing anything. And this time around, they said I have an agency in the name, and then agency is a restricted name, I cannot use it. Meanwhile, I have neither agency nor bank in my business name, and several other nonsense that is still going on that particular spot. So it's just not working for now. So I won't talk much about that because quite a lot of things are happening there. Again, I also did one yesterday where I used venture and then they told me that it's not available, and then I used ventures. I added an S to the venture and then it was approved. So for now, I won't talk much on that. We don't know what is still going on that particular one, but do know that if you eventually got a name that is approved, then the availability search and the reservation is going to be done immediately. So before now, we used to submit it and wait for 1 to 3 days before CAC respond, but now it's immediately if you got it right. So for now, that is all I can say about that. All right, the fourth update, I already mentioned it. Anytime you get your name availability search right, the reservation is going to be done immediately. So you don't need to wait any longer. Now, there is also a new option that they have introduced, even though as at the time of making this recording, it is not yet working. So before now, I told you that when you search for a name manually, it's going to display all the names that are probably similar to that name so that you know if you can use that name or not. But right now, it is the AI itself that tells you that no, you cannot use this name, and then you don't need to keep paying the 500 naira that you usually pay when a name is rejected. And then the new option they have given is that if you type in a name, even if that name is not going to be available, CAC is going to display names that you can probably use. If you are used to registering domain names, I'm sure this will not be new to you, because when you type in the name, they will tell you that this name is not available, but these other ones are available, so that you can look through the list and then make your choice on choosing any of the ones presented to you. And then according to CAC, this particular service is going to cost you about 200 naira. But as at this time, it's not yet working. So we're going to keep checking it up and see how that works when eventually CAC allows us to use the service. All right, so the next update, it's about the name that you have already reserved and even the registration that you have done. What I have discovered since this new update came about is that every business name or company that we register, when we go back to CAC database to check if that name has been registered, it's still showing no record found. That means right now, every name that has been registered is still not yet recognized by CAC. I don't know what's happening. So if I were you, I would really take a pause to consider this before I make my next registration, because as at the time of doing this recording, the businesses that we have registered have not been showing up on CAC as registered business. So I want you to put that in mind before you go ahead to do your next business registration. All right, the next update that I need to let you know, this one is really a dicey one. Before now, if you're registering a business, either as a business name or a company, CAC gives you an option to describe the nature of your business. Or if you are registering a company, we call it the object of memorandum. But right now, CAC is not giving that option again. The only option they are giving us is the option of choosing our business category and the specific business category. Now, for you to be able to explain what your business exactly does, it's not available. So if you check through the business categories that has already been pre-displayed for you, if you check through the list and you cannot find a category that exactly describes your business, because especially in the internet age, new businesses are coming up that are not really captured on the CAC portal. So we don't know how CAC want to go about that. But right now, when you are doing a business registration, you cannot describe the nature of that business by yourself. You just have to make do with whatever it is that CAC has given you. So if you check through the list, the best you can do right now is just to choose the most related option to your business. If you don't find one, you have to look for one and just choose it like that. So for now, that is what is going on that particular one. Okay, to this number 7 update. This one has been a serious issue since this whole thing started. Now, most of the queries that people have brought to me to help them fix have been queries around ID card. What I have discovered is that the CAC AI only tried to check up on ID cards that are barcoded. So for example, if you check your voter's card, you will notice that your voter's card does not have a barcode. If you check your driver's license, you will notice that your driver's license does not have a barcode. The only ID card that has a barcode right now, if I am not mistaken, is the NIN or the plastic national identity card. So what I think the AI does is to scan the barcode to check the information within the scanned barcode. So any of the ID that you upload that cannot be scanned, most times CAC has been rejecting them. Even though I have also noticed that the people that use the NIN paper slip are able to scale through the registration, but most times it is just the plastic ID card that are working. And we are even beginning to notice that some of those plastic ID cards, the barcode on them, I don't know if I should call it fake, or they are not really presenting the information that are supposed to be seen when a computer scans that barcode. So most of your registration that has been coming out queried are because the AI cannot scan the ID cards. That is the problem that is still on our hands right now. So you give it a try. If you have the plastic national ID card, that will be my best recommendation. But if you try your voter's card or maybe your driver's license and it goes through, please, I want you to drop a comment in the comment section. I want to read it and I want other people to be able to read so that we can all help ourselves in this community. But right now, most of those other government approved ID cards are not going. And again, when you look at your ID cards, you will notice that, for example, if you check your driver's license, it does not really specify the surname, the first name or the middle name on the ID card. And I think that's another problem that the AI is finding very difficult to scan. So if your ID card does not have specific surname, first name and middle name on it, I think the AI on the CAC portal is also rejecting those ID cards. So if you come up with a query and it has anything to do with your ID, just try to change that ID to the plastic national ID card. For now, I think it will go through. Okay, so this one is a good one. Before now, we wait between 3 days, 5 days, sometimes 1 week, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks before our registration can be approved. But if you have been able to scale through some of the problems that I have listed in this video, trust me, in about 30 minutes to 1 hour, your business registration, either as business name or company, would have been registered. So that's a good one. If every other thing is going fine, then I think this is a good one. And before I leave this particular update, I've also noticed that up till now, you cannot register incorporated trustees or NGO. Let's hope that they are trying to work around that. I think it's just a temporal issue, but right now they don't have that yet. But I believe that by the time you are doing your own registration, if you want to register an NGO, I think that option would have been displayed, but as at the time I'm making this recording, you still cannot register an NGO. So if it happens like that on your own portal, don't think it's a problem that is peculiar to only you. I think it's a general issue. Okay, so before we wrap up, also know that if you are an accredited agent, now you don't have a separate post-incorporation portal again. Your pre-incorporation portal and the post-incorporation portal have been merged into the same. So if you are a public user, maybe you just created your own account for yourself, you're going to see it there as public user. And if you're an accredited agent, you're going to see there that you are an accredited agent. So you can just move from your pre-incorporation portal to your post-incorporation portal on the same platform. So it's not the way it was separated before now. So what I'm thinking is that some of the services that you cannot see in the pre-incorporation portal for now, because as at the time of making this recording, you cannot do an upgrade yet. And I think the reason is because they are trying to move, I don't know, this is just my own guesswork. I think they are trying to move some of those things to the post-incorporation portal proper. But I can't say, but right now, if there are some of the features that you want to carry out and cannot find them, you just need to wait and let's see how the whole process goes. So finally, for my updates, do know that once your registration has been completed, before now, the only place you can see it is on your portal. But right now, they always send the download link to your documents to your email inbox. But I don't want you to wait for the messages that will come to your email inbox. Once your registration is complete, just go ahead and download it from the portal. So before I end, I want you to go to the comment section. If there's anything that I've not mentioned yet that you have discovered, or I mentioned it and you disagree, maybe you have a different experience while you were doing your registration, put it in the comment section. I think everybody will love to read it, and who knows, maybe CAC will also get to see some of these videos and then they can fix some of these problems that we are facing while doing our business registration. So if I am asked for my opinion, I would have said that the way they introduced this new portal, I think it's not just well done. It would have been good if they ease us into this new portal bit by bit so that they can test run and still work around it. I mean, we work with a lot of websites that are global, and anytime a global website or a global platform is trying to make major changes like this, sometimes they even allow people to use both the old portal and the new portal, and then you can switch over to the two until they are seeing that everything is seamless and working great before they can now cancel the old portal. But in the case of CAC, they didn't do that. I think they just switched us abruptly and then we're having issues. So that leads to my second opinion on this. If it is possible for you to wait, depending on when you're watching this video, I would have advised that you wait and not do any registration yet until all of these things have been fixed, because right now we may not really be able to say a lot about the exact way that this new portal is supposed to run. I think they are still in the testing phase. The only problem is that they are testing and then they are allowing us to really do actual registration even on a platform that is not yet solid. So if I were you, I'll wait a little bit and see how this goes before I go ahead to start any new job on any of the CAC portal, either the post-incorporation or the pre-incorporation. So these are my little bit about what is going on the CAC portal. If you think you have anything to say, like I said, please put it in the comment section. And I think you should share this video, because I know that quite a lot of persons will also like to hear about this information I've shared here. And if you know that what I've discussed in this video gave you value, please give this video a like. And if you are an unsubscribed visitor and you want to see more CAC updates, business updates, AI business updates, just like this one that you have just watched, then you can subscribe to this channel so that you'll be the first to know when I release my next videos. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.